What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Resistance. Say it's not so. Say it isn't so. Kimberly Ann Potter arrested around noontime, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Booking number 202-100-5304. Age 48. PAK number 202-101-358. She's in custody at the public safety facility. Do you wonder the address? I asked, do you wonder the address? Let's see. Kimberly Ann Potter in custody. .350 South 5th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Public Safety Facility, 401 South 4th Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kimberly Ann Potter arrested for the murder of DAUNTE WRIGHT. All right, let's get into the story. So like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, she was arrested today around noontime.
It was most appropriate that when we got the announcement that the county attorney Peter Orford had decided that the charges of second-degree manslaughter would go forward against Officer Potter for the killing of 20-year-old DAUNTE WRIGHT, that we were having a session with the mothers of the movement during the National Action Network's convention. We had on stage with us Sequette Clark, the mother of Stephon Clark, Sabrina.
Now keep in mind, we have a mixture here, okay? Now let's just keep it real. Sorry for those who may be thin-skinned in the stream. We have a mixture here. We have a mixture of mothers who lost their children to police brutality. The children were murdered. And the other mixture is a kind of a black boule situation going on here. Okay, let's just keep it real. We've got two of the members of the black boule, in my opinion, sitting right in front of us, speaking, representing for, the murders of these women, as well as Dante Wright and George Floyd.
Fulton, the mother of Trayvon Martin, Hancock, as you all know, the mother of Eric Garnier in New York, and Leslie McSpadden, the mother of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. And Reverend, the reason I point all of that out and why it's so very important, the reason why we are able to get an opportunity at due process so quickly in the state of Minnesota for the killing of Dante Wright is because of the blood of their children. It was the blood of their children who got us to this point now in America. Because remember, Leslie didn't get due process. The police officer was never charged and arrested like the officer was today. Gwen Carr, as you all know, she never got due process. Nobody was ever arrested and had to face.
So what we got here is the ringmaster and a Barnum and Bailey event going on right here. Okay, this is a kangaroo scene if I've ever seen one, and very sad because you have the mothers of Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, and another mother as well, who they all lost their children. Okay, and let's just keep it real. These guys right here are only for the check. They're only for the check being cut. They're the first ones on the scene when it's high profile. This happens every day in every town across America, okay? It's just that coincidentally, somebody pulled out their camera and made it be known. That's why it's important to pull your cameras out so we can catch this all over the country and throw it in their face, which they already know what's going on. They don't have to throw it in their face. They already know because there's so many acquittals of police officers that do this stuff, all right? Shout out to everybody in the stream. BX Trust, 357-6B9MM, Stephen Missouri, Mr. Buddy Wolf Guy, Loke Weymouth UK, Crystal Clear Artist, Thin Blue Line Slayer, what's up, bro? I appreciate y'all. Oregon Rogue, Go Fighters, what's up, bro? Yeah, so, audit them. What's going on? Renetta Williams, the queen, is in the house. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they know what's going on. But it's important for us to keep recording it, to make them broadcasting it, and putting it in everybody's faces, okay? We got a Barnum and Bailey event going on with true situations that's very sad.
Evidence and witnesses in a court of law for choking Eric Garner. Subway Clark never ever got due process in Sacramento when Stephon Clark was killed in his grandmother's backyard. And Sabrina Fulton, my Lord, the sacrifices of what she has given and how Trayvon Martin has propelled the notion that Black Lives Matter and that we should get equal justice.
Make no mistake that they are contributing to the agenda, okay? And the agenda is to get your mind into a situation that you don't really understand what the reality is. It's trying to separate you so far from the situation that you don't know what the reality is. And they're elected to represent black people, okay? I don't think they're fit at all. If you ask me, I don't think they're fit. I think it's kind of crazy. Like,
it's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
Under the law is the reason why on this day in 2021, in less than a week, in less than a week, the district attorney made the decision that we will charge this officer and the family of Dante Wright will get to have their day in court. So we say justice for Dante Wright, and we're going to say justice here in New York for Dante Wright, so they can hear it in Minnesota to know that we're coming and saying justice for Dante Wright. We're also saying justice for Michael Brown. We're also saying justice for Eric Gardner.
And we should always be saying justice for everybody that gets killed by the hands of a police officer. Okay? Not separating these situations and saying, oh, these are the situations that should be focused on. Yes, George Floyd, DAUNTE Wright, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, all of the people who've been murdered that's been broadcasted. Yes, it should be a focal point, but not just them, but everybody in this country who suffer from the hands of police officers. This needs to be broadcasted nationally from wherever it happens. Okay? And this man, these two gentlemen right here, who I say, in my opinion, are elected leaders of the Black Boule, they are able to do that. They are able to broadcast this from wherever it happens, but they choose. They pick and choose, and whatever high profile, they jump right on it. And it's all about collecting the check. That's what I see. That's my opinion. It's the resistance, man.
Hey, Jacob Blake, and we also are saying justice for George Floyd and all of those who lost. Justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Terrence Crutcher, justice for Alton Sterling, justice for Amanda Castillo. The list can go on and on and on. So we include everybody in our quest for equal justice under the law. I'm so very proud to stand my mentor, Reverend Al Lovey, because I understand that we are all connected here. We are all connected. And as we wait on the jury to start the deliberations next week in what I believe is the most consequential trial for us. I mean, it's like Reverend Al said, they could have given him a ticket. And I know we're going to have a press conference in Minnesota tomorrow and get into the legalese, but please understand this. Please understand this, Sabrina and everybody here. We all dealing with a pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. DMVs all over the country have been shut down. In Minnesota, they've been short-staffed. So people can't get their license tag renewed, their car registration, when they expire. So
Shout out to Mike Jones. They definitely locked her up, bro. What we got going on here? So she is in custody, ladies and gentlemen. She's in custody. Pull this up for y'all so y'all can see it. All right. Full name is Kimberly Ann Potter, booking number, as you can see. Let me blow this up for y'all. Age 48, she's in custody. She's at the public safety facility. I pulled that up for y'all. Public safety facility. Hennepin County. And that's right here. A 3D version of it. That's where she's at. She's charged for manslaughter. She was received at 12:07 p.m. That's Minneapolis time today. Street address 10141 Fernwood Lane. Okay, that's her street address. City of Champlin, Minnesota 55316. Charged with manslaughter. Reason for arrest, probable cause. And she is held with no bail, ladies and gentlemen. No bail. Yeah. Can we trust the process? Huh? Can we trust the process? This is just half the battle. Look at this young man. I had received, let me see if I can pull it up. I had received some comments about this young man's past and what he's done. And I haven't seen those things being brought to light yet. And I've asked for receipts. Asked for receipts, but nobody's produced any receipts. But let me see if I can pull these comments up real quick. All right. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll find this comment. Okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I can't find a comment. I'm gonna go back to it though. I'm gonna keep checking. I might have to go to my YouTube page. But can we trust the process? Is this gonna fall through? You know, we're already in the process right now, second half of the process with the Derek Chauvin situation. Second half of the process, the defense is presenting their argument, and that's beginning to go down. But let's just focus on this for a minute. Can we trust the process that this woman is going to be convicted like she should be? 357 says, fuck no. Shout out to Plasma Burns. What else we got here? Eviscerations. What's going on, bro? Chuck Derby. Chuck Derby says, I think not. I don't know. Well, there was some talk about that he had a warrant. Okay? Some talk about he had a warrant on him. And the thing is that it was unknown to him that he had a warrant because when they checked, and this is Ben Crump's team, okay? You know, listen, my opinions about Ben Crump are my opinions about Ben Crump, but let me say something. What he does as a lawyer, he has to do as a lawyer. He's going to find out things. So, you know, shout outs to him and his team. And this is just an isolated situation, I'm saying, because I still think he's part of the Black Boule mix. But shout out to him and his team for finding that discovery that the warrant that they had for him was sent to the wrong address. It was sent to the wrong address. I'm not sure what the warrant was for, but it was sent to the wrong address. So this is a mix-up with the city as well. The city got problems too. They already had problems, man, as though she did what she did, but it seems deeper to me now. So she's locked up for manslaughter. She's held without bail, and she's also charged with $20,000. She's also fined $20,000 as well. Kimberly Ann Potter, locked up at public safety facility, and she's 48 years old, and she was arrested this afternoon, Minneapolis time, 12:07 p.m. They have a street address for her, which is 10141 Fernwood Lane. Let's see how she living. Let's see where. Matter of fact, yeah. Hold on for a minute. 10141. 10141 Fernwood Lane. Oh, that's Champlin, Minnesota. Yeah, let's see what she. Huh? What's going on? I'm like Charles McMillan. I'm a newsy motherfucker. I want to see what's going on. 101 Fernwood Lane. Oh shit, got all kinds of rotaries going on around her place and everything. Why can't I get a straight up view of it? Let me see something. Can't get a oh. I'm trying to get a view on it, ladies and gentlemen, as if we was walking right past it. And oh, okay. Is that the correct address? Let me check real quick. No, 10141. There we go. Oh, she look nice. She living real good, y'all. She eating real good. Mm. So I guess the police union, they'll, front her the money for her for attorney and everything. What we got going on here? So this is her house right here. 10141 Fernwood Lane. This is how she's living. And, she basically maintains that home by doing what she does as far as violating constitutional rights. And in addition, killing a motherfucker. Okay? So she's going to have to pay for this. She's definitely locked up. Shout out to everybody in the stream. Melissa S., Chicago PD Transparency. Seb, MCRYD, what's up, bro? Yeah, she's locked up. Kimberly Ann Potter, 202-100-5304. This is the booking number. She's 48 years old. Public safety facility. That's where she's located. She is held without bail. Held without bail, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Boule in the mix. They're always doing their thing as usual. Got a baby outside crying. Sorry about that. Hope she's all right. Let's get into the kangaroo.
Oh, they have given memos to police. You shouldn't be pulling people over who got expired registrations because people can't get their cars registered because nobody's open. And so it boggles the mind why she would pull him over in the first place. Or is it the rules are set aside when you're really being targeted for driving while black? Because when you get down to the crux of the matter, when you look at what this officer did, he's over-policed from every point. Reverend Al said it best, 26-year officer who's training. She's the training officer. She's training the young officers, Rachel, of what to do in these situations. Was that a lesson in de-escalation or a lesson in escalation? We can do better, America. That's all we're saying here at the National Network Convention. We can do better where George Floyd gets an opportunity to take a breath. Where Breonna Taylor gets an opportunity to sleep in peace. Without the police busting open her front door to serve a no-doubt warrant. Where Ahmaud Arbery can run in peace and not be lynched for jogging while black in 2020. Where all of these mothers, children's legacy can be honored by us doing better, America. Where we can have our children expect to participate in the American promise of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So we take this as a solemn moment.
Charged with manslaughter. Shout outs to Joe Casano.
And we all thought it would be appropriate the parents. As I just talked to the parents of Dante Wright, Aubrey Wright's father, Katie Wright's mother, the mother of his 1-year-old child, Dante Jr. And as Reverend Al said, we're preparing not only to go back to Minneapolis for the remainder of the Chauvin trial to receive the jury's verdict, we now have another task at hand that we ask for prayer, and that is to pray for the family of Dante Wright as we get ready to give him a respectable homeboy service where Reverend Al will deliver the eulogy. And despite how they're going to attempt to assassinate his character, we're going up there to celebrate his life. Because just like all of these mothers, you don't have the right to kill their child and then kill their character. We won't accept that. And so, Reverend Allen, if you still think it's appropriate, we want to have each of these mothers just give Katie Wright, this broken-hearted mother who received her baby's body from the medical exam, to the examiner's office, to the funeral home. It is part of a sorority that no mother wants to be a part of. So we're here for these mothers before Reverend Allen and I try to take a few of your questions. And yes, I'm sure it triggers memories in them like no other. So if you please give them the charity of your thank you about it attention, we'll have Miss Leslie McFadden. Leslie again, the mother of Michael Brown, killed by police in Ferguson, Missouri.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off some things you said, Rev, and about the assassination of their character once they assassinate our children. And I want them to know that Dante Wright's past has nothing to do with the present. It has nothing to do with what happened on that stop. She didn't know Dante, and she knew nothing about Dante. And I would encourage their mother to make sure that they stay on top of keeping the main thing, and that's that she killed an unarmed man. She killed her son, and now she has to make funeral plans. But I want her to know that she now has a guardian angel forever, and we love you.
Thank you, ma'am. The mother of Trayvon Martin. Trayvon was not killed by a cop, but was killed by a wannabe cop who tried to convince the jury he had the right to do it. We will never forget Trayvon Martin. Sabrina Hill.
First of all, I want to say whoever said time heals all wounds did not lose a child. Because we are never going to heal. This country has done something to us that will never be repaired. It does not matter how much money we're given. It does not matter how many people support us. It does not matter a lot of things. I just want to say to the family, we are deeply saddened by what you are going through, by what you have experienced already in the last few days and what you are about to experience sitting through a trial. An arrest is just step one. We all had arrests, and anybody could be arrested, but we have to get a conviction, and you can't give up on that. And I just want to say, continue to support, continue to stand up, and we're not going anywhere. We're in this for the long haul. Thank you.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
First of all, I just want to say this. I want to say a prayer for Katie and for her family. So, Father God, I just thank you for your graciousness, your mercy, and your love
brother of Eric Garner who never was able to go to court. When I got the call from Ben Crump about George Floyd, and he said the family wanted me involved, the first thing I did was call Gwen because I said to Gwen, when I saw the tape of George Floyd saying 27 times I can't breathe, it reminded me of her son Eric Garner. 11 times I can't breathe. I said, I know it's the middle of a pandemic and we're in a lockdown, but I'm on my way to Minneapolis. Where do you go? And she said, what time are we leaving? And Tyler Perry sent a private plane and brought us in. There were no flights from New York to Minneapolis. And Gwen and I and my sister flew down and held a rally. The family had not even come, but the family's in Houston. And we held a rally and came back a week later and did the funeral. Gwen has been a real trooper. The mother of Eric Garner, Gwen Crump.
Everyone, I just want to say to you, my sister Katie, you're not in this alone. We are here for you. And these mothers reached out to you, I reached out to you, I embrace you, I empower you, and I hold you in my heart because I know what it is you're going through. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know who to listen to. But pray to God. And so Gwen has just prayed for you. And lift up his name. He will guide your footsteps. In my son's case, I didn't get a day in court, only a departmental trial, which was not enough. That's why I fight. I fight so hard. I don't only fight for my child, I fight for everyone's child. Because that could knock on any one of your door any day, but you've got to be prayed up. You've got to be ready. You have to have an arm to lean on. So lean on God's everlasting arm. And don't forget, He is always on the throne. He's the one who sits high and looks low. So no one, don't even think that you are alone. But you don't breathe like you want to. Don't let anyone tell you how to breathe, how long to breathe, and when to stop breathing. You do that yourself. And that's what we all have to do for ourselves. And I just say, God bless you and God keep you.
I want to acknowledge and we'll take some calls, some questions. I want to acknowledge Reverend Nate Adolphus Mason, pastor of the Start Pastor of Bethany Baptist Church in Brooklyn, Alvin Ponder, Reverend some of our leaders in the church. Are there any questions? Well, my thoughts are, as I said in the beginning, that I would have liked to see more. But I've seen so many people, some stand right here and got nothing. And I think the fact that she is in charge is better than she gets in New York sometimes. But it's not what we feel is just, which is why we want federal law. I think the difference is that there's been a continuous, consistent movement. There's been social media, but there was videotape on Rodney King 30 years ago. It's not just the tape. I think after George Floyd, and Ben Crump and I talk about it all the time, when they saw as many whites and blacks out there marching, they knew that they could no longer cover this up. One thing I saw in the George Floyd situation, the Derek Chauvin trial that I've not seen, his policeman got on the stand and testified against him. The blue wall of silence was pierced in Minneapolis. I want to continue to see that happen. I will say this, and then Mr. Crunch says, I talked to the father, I talked to China, the mother of the child. They're devastated and don't understand why on some tags our lives worth no more than a 5 tag? Are our lives worth no more than a pack of cigarettes or a counterfeit $20 bill? I mean, Aisha expressed her agony, her anger, that they were already trying to justify and explain it away, that we should give this officer a pass, even though their nephew is gone forever. This baby is going to grow up fatherless. Think about how hard a black male child has it in America already. Now add on to that he's going to have to grow up without his father. And so when we talked to his parents, they didn't ask those questions. How much time can she get? And it is unfair. Let's just be honest about it. It's very unfair. When you compare apples to apples, we do know that when people of color, especially black people, are accused of a crime, they throw the book at us, no matter what the situation is. There was a white lady from Australia, same county, who was killed by an officer of color, Officer North, of Ethiopian descent. Very questionable circumstances. York Island, police were called, they shoot in the dark, he killed him. He charged a third-degree murder. He's convicted. We have a white woman, broad daylight. She said, I went and I got the wrong use of force, even though a gun is 2.6 pounds and a taser is 8 ounces. A gun is black, clearly black. Your taser is black but has bright color markings on it. I think in this situation, yellow markings on it. She held it for 5 seconds at least. At some point, you say, all this training, and they practice putting their weapons every day. All this training. At what point did you not feel that this was a gun in your hand versus a taser? And so the family, obviously, they are glad she got charged. That's more than Leslie or Sequel or Flynn got. But they do hope and pray for a day that people get equal justice, just like our white brothers and sisters. Why should we always get a fragment of justice? You know, I thought long and hard about this. I prefer with a mentor, Reverend Al, talking to some of the mothers as we've gone on these past 11 months. I honestly believe that a conviction in the Sherman trial for the killing of George Floyd could set a precedent in America where we will find police officers being held accountable and sent to prison for killing black people in America. And it's so important because we can name any number of black men who were unarmed, killed by excessive use for and black women. We can't forget Brown and Taylor, Alcounty Jefferson, and Samuel Black. Any number of marginalized minorities killed where nobody ever gets convicted and go to jail, but then people in their families with not as near the evidence that we have with Rodney King, with Michael Brown, with Stephon Clark. Quinn Clark, like God, it was on video. Almost 25 years after Rodney King, and yet the same outcome. So the prayer and the hope is that this will be the new precedent now. It's going to send a message. And Reverend Al correctly articulated, the blue wall an excuse for the shooting, which had nothing to do with the fact that if she's been trained and had to go consistently to practice and knowing the difference between a gun and a taser, that her same taser would somehow excuse the fact she didn't know the difference between the weight and the color and the form of a gun. He was trying to acquit her before we even got to a trial. Because of that, because of prejudgment, which is a violation of him as being chief, he did the right thing to resign because he no longer was performing as chief. He was performing as a defense attorney. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the breaking news. Kimberly Ann Potter arrested today, age 48. She's in the custody of the sheriff's public safety facility. That's located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Time is 12:07 p.m. Minneapolis time. I have a street address right there. We checked out her house, seeing how she was living. That's how she lives, ladies and gentlemen. She was charged with manslaughter. The reason for arrest was probable cause, and she's held without bail. What y'all think? Can we trust the process? I don't know. Give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout outs to 8-Bomb, Thin Blue Line Slayer, Go Fives, BX Trust, Jason C, Christy Belly, Mike Jones, Matt R, Lost Generations, Dope Weymouth UK, Eviscerations, Melissa S, Stephen Mazur, Renetta Williams, the Queen, all the way from Wynn, Arkansas. Tony G, what up, brother? Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to that breaking news of the arrest of Kim Potter, former officer, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. She's arrested for killing DAUNTE WRIGHT, the murder of DAUNTE WRIGHT, which happened on Sunday evening. She just got booked, noontime, Minneapolis time. Can we trust the process? Shout out to Jason C. Appreciate you, bro. Shout outs to Waters, Dragon ET.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
Shout outs Patrick DeCambra.
Today I'll be talking to you about how I got started as a